Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the complex topics you care about.
Okay, so a new Claude and a new GPT just hit the scene. And the big questions are, which one actually builds better apps? And, maybe more importantly, how can you use their totally different strengths to your advantage, like right now? We're going to put them head-to-head to find out.
But before we get them coding, we've got to talk about setup, because getting the most out of these new models, especially Claude, isn't just about writing a great prompt. You got to know which buttons to press.
Now, listen up, because this is super important. A ton of people are missing out on Opus 4.6's absolute best feature, these things called agent teams. Why? Because it's experimental, so you have to turn it on manually. So, first, make sure you update to the latest version. Then you have to pop open your settings.json file and add this one little line. Trust me, it unlocks its real power.
You know, the differences here go way deeper than just specs on a page. What we're actually seeing is a huge split in how these companies think we should be working with AI. It's like a philosophical divide.
And we weren't the only ones who noticed. Just hours after the release, someone on Hacker News they absolutely nailed it. They said, these models are diverging philosophically. It's not about which one is smarter, it's about which style of working you, the developer, actually prefer. And this slide really frames it perfectly. Think of GPT as your co-pilot, your pair programmer. It's sitting right there with you, and you're steering it, course-correcting constantly. Opus, though, that's a totally different ballgame. It's like hiring a small, elite team of specialists. You give them the project brief, they go away, do their deep work, and come back with a finished product for you to review.
Okay, so let's look at the tail of the tape here, because the numbers tell a fascinating story. Just look at that context window. Opus has a 1 million token window. That's massive. It means it can basically read your entire codebase and understand it like a senior reviewer. Codex is smaller, more like a founding engineer, built for speed and getting something out the door. But check out their failure modes. Opus can get stuck in analysis paralysis, just thinking too much. And Codex, it can be overconfident, charging down the wrong path without a second thought.
All right, enough theory. It's time for a real-world showdown. We gave both of these AIs the exact same challenge. Build us a competitor to Polymarket, a multi-billion-dollar prediction market app. No easy task.
So for Claude, we leaned right into its unique strength. We didn't just ask it to build an app. No, we told it, create an agent team. We wanted it to act like a manager, assigning roles for architecture, research, UX, the whole shebang.
With Codex, we took the opposite approach. We didn't ask for a team. We treated it like a single, brilliant engineer. The prompt was simple. Think deeply about the architecture, the research, the UX, and then build it.
Okay, so we wrote the prompts, we hit enter at the exact same time, and the race was on. And believe me, the results showed just how different these two really are. The first thing that just jumps right out at you is the speed. I mean, it is a dramatic difference. Codex finished it had a working app in 3 minutes and 47 seconds. It was just done. In that same time, Opus was still deep in its research phase. It took over 20 minutes to finish the job.
And all that extra time and deep thinking? Well, it comes at a price. We estimate Opus burned through more than 250,000 tokens to get this done. That is a ton of compute for a single build.
But, and this is a really big but, here's what you get for all those tokens and all that waiting. Just look at the tests. Codex spit out 10. 10 is okay. Opus, on the other hand, generated 96 distinct tests. That means the code it produced was way more robust, way more reliable right out of the gate.
So, what did they actually build? Well, Codex gave us Signal Market. It worked, it was functional, but honestly, it was pretty bland. A classic MVP. But Opus delivered Forecast, and wow, it was polished, it was clean, it even had a leaderboard we didn't ask for. It didn't feel like an MVP at all, it felt like a version 1 product.
We even tried to give Codex a little help on the design front. We threw it a follow-up prompt. We called it the Jack Dorsey test, and asked for a clean, elegant redesign. And you know what? It did improve things, but it still couldn't touch the polish that Opus delivered on its very first try. So after all that, what's the verdict? Which one should you be using for your next project? Well, the truth is there's no single winner here. It's not about which one is best. And this really gets to the heart of it. The right choice completely depends on your goal. If you need to move fast, to build a quick prototype, and you want to be in the driver's seat the whole time, like your pair programming, pick GPT 5.3 Codex. No question.
But if you have a more complex project, something that's already well-defined, and you want to delegate the whole thing to an autonomous team and get back a polished, well-architected result, then Claude Opus 4.6 is your new best friend.
So, let's just recap everything we saw today. We have two powerful new AIs that work in fundamentally different ways. First, there's GPT-5.3 Codex. It's your hyper-fast collaborator, the co-pilot that gets you an MVP in minutes. Then there's Claude Opus 4.6. It's your deep-thinking autonomous team. It's slower, it's more expensive, but it delivers a more polished and robust V1 product. This really is a brand new paradigm for building software. So the final question isn't about the tech anymore, it's about you. Now that you can choose between these two types of AI teammates, how is that going to change the way you build?